Known as Mom by her fans, the hilarious drag queen Katya Zamolodchikova couldn't be more beloved, even if she had gone to win the title of America's Next Drag Superstar on RuPaul's Drag Race Season 7.
She made it to the top 5 of the competition, but unfortunately, her anxiety got the best of her. But don't dismiss her as your run-of-the-mill Russian bisexual transvestite hooker. She still has most of her good teeth and a refreshingly weird sense of humor.
Today, Mom is on. Katya Zamolodchikova joins us to talk about the darker times of her not-so-distant past, her Russian drag inspiration, and if she's really just a KGB agent in disguise in order to infiltrate a gay propaganda reality TV show.
Think you know a lot about Russia? Take our quiz and find out.
Perestroika? I don't even know her.
Plus, all your questions.
The best ones are read on the show. The worst ones are read to filth. I'm Fausto Fernos.
I'm Mark Fillion.
And this is Feast of Fun.
Not Shaven gives me more time for misbehaving. Get this sexy t-shirt and all our fabulous designs at feastoffun.com/store.
Hello?
Greetings, comrade Zamolodchikova.
I'm sorry, you have the wrong number. Thank you.
Silence! Comrade Zamolodchikova.
Ну что, так.
It is time to finish your secret assignment with American gay propaganda TV show RuPaul's Drag Race. Are you ready to be debriefed?
Отлично, конечно. Давай.
I'm just kidding. Right. It's me,
Can you
Fausto.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
I didn't understand you, but I heard you.
Ah,
you were speaking Russian to us.
Yes.
Yes, I was. Yes, I was. Yes, I was.
You actually speak Russian.
I do. Fluently.
For realsies.
So this is the theory that I'm going by here, Katya. Is that you're a double agent.
Stop it.
What?
No, wait. You're saying you're doing this like bullshit T when you say you're like you have to voice your consonants when Katya. It's a sharp voiced sibilant T. Okay.
Hold on. What am I thought I was saying it right.
Katya.
You said Katya.
Oh, no, it's not about slicing you. It's about
Katya.
Yeah, it's Katya.
Like a kitty cat.
You can say Katya or you can say Katya.
Katya.
Like there can be 3 syllables or 2. When most Americans say it, it's Katya. But it's really just 2 syllables. Katya.
Girl,
so
I spent 3 weeks in Zamolodchikova training camp trying to learn how to say your last name. Now you're telling me that the first name's not right either?
The first name is so easy.
Shit.
So I'm surprised that you are having such a hard time with that. But why should I be surprised? Because you have a hard time with a lot of things, don't you?
Speaking words isn't necessarily our forte.
Listen, hold on a second. So I'm going by this theory that you're a Russian double agent, pretending to be a gay guy from Boston, getting on RuPaul's Drag Race in order to infiltrate the American gay propaganda system that threatens Mother Russia so much.
That is a great theory. That is a great theory. I mean, I will neither confirm nor deny that.
Because I heard you're from the KGB, baby.
Yes, the KGB.
Cunt, glamour, and bullshit.
Bullshit.
Well,
That is
Katya,
so true. That is so true.
why did you decide, or how did you come to that decision to be a Russian drag queen when you are not Russian?
I get so sick of the story because it's so not interesting, but it's
So spice it up a little bit. Put some
You were kidnapped and poisoned and thrown in the back of a bus.
Well, I've always loved languages. Learning languages. I learned French, and
Are you a polyglot?
no, not really. I guess I'm bilingual, but my French is super rusty now. But that's what I went to school for first. I went to Boston University to study French and modern foreign languages. And then I wanted to learn something else that was really different, and Russian's very different. And it's, I don't know. I've always loved the language, the way it sounds and the way it looks. And so I started taking classes, and then my teacher was this fucking, oh my God. She was like a villain out of a third-rate Bond ripoff movie. You know what I mean? Just like, she dressed like a whore. She was so beautiful and was like had like really deep man voice, you know? And I kind of just like wanted to base this character. I based a character off of her. She was very inspiring. Very
what was
inspiring
her name?
to me. Her name was Anna. Anna. I'm not going to say her last name, but Anna. And
Anna Top.
Anna. Yeah, exactly.
I'm not
Anna.
gonna tell you. Anna, not your business.
No, she would be like, because you know the Russian is really confusing.
Yeah.
The language is really confusing because you have all these. Have you ever taken Latin? You ever taken Latin?
No, I have not taken Latin.
Well, you have to decline all the nouns, like according to what function they serve in the sentence. So it's like each noun has 5 different forms, depending on if it's the subject, the direct object, if whatever, blah blah blah. So it's really hard. And you'd ask her these questions, and she'd be like, you know, like, Anna, why is it like this or that? She's like, it just is. We're moving on. You know, like she just would never explain anything, and oh, she was so great. I loved her so much.
You seem to have a very specific set of skills that makes you a perfect KGB agent.
Yes, the first being that I can dislocate my pelvis with no pain.
But your legs can also crack a man's neck and kill him instantly.
Yes, absolutely. Or a woman. I'm bisexual.
I felt your thighs when I was interviewing. I don't know if you felt me copping a feel.
Did you really feel my thighs?
I did. You have very muscular
Ooh.
thighs. And nobody ever talks about how sexy your legs are as a man or as a woman.
Oh, actually, you know, I'm so glad you mentioned that because my legs, if they're covered up, are really sexy. I have these disgusting, gross varicose veins in the back that I always forget about because they're in the back and I don't see them, thank God. But my legs are solid muscle. Solid.
You're the only one on that season of that show that actually works out at all.
Oh my God, you're so right. Kennedy doesn't even work out. She doesn't even take class anymore. She's like 30, not 30, maybe 15 pounds overweight because she's a legit dancer and she used to take class all the time. But yeah, we were talking, she hasn't taken class in forever. Yeah, no, I do. I work out. I've always have though. It's like one of those, you have to, it's like a grooved pattern in my life. My parents always made us do that.
Well, if you're fighting American spies, you have to have strong legs. When you dress up in drag and seduce the guys in the White House, you want to see secret performance by Katya.
Yeah,
and then she brings her into the dressing room and crack.
But can we do I want to do like a sci-fi crossover where the real threat is like the alien creature hidden in my pussy that crawls out and like sucks the life force out of the politician and then uses that life force to construct a time machine where I go back to, you know, the 1400s and then I can do what I can to make sure that Russia has a proper renaissance.
You know, your psychologist would have a field day with this.
Yeah, well, you know, because I feel like I think they're all the bitterness, they just never really had I think that they're just always scrambling behind Europe. You know, they never had a renaissance and, you know, the Mongols really let them have it for 200 years or so, from 1300 to 1500. And it's like, they're still recovering from that.
They're kind of fucked.
Yeah, they are. They are.
So back to the origins of Katya, right?
Katya, yep. Oh, good. Молодец. That's what you say when you say, like, good job.
Okay.
Молодец.
The origins of Katya is that...
You said it wrong now. Sorry. We're just going to let it go.
Katya.
Call me Melissa.
I'll call you Brian.
Can we call you Kat?
Yeah, that's fine.
But it's a kitty cat.
You can call me Katie because that's when I used to be a hooker. Part-time. I know I was bad at it, but...
You were a hooker? A sex worker?
For just a little bit. I mean, I was always really bad at it.
As a trans hooker?
I guess a transvestite hooker.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
So you would dress up as a girl and then turn tricks?
Absolutely. Well, not often. I did it enough to make a little, because it's, you don't make money as a drag queen. It's hard.
Yeah.
Well, in Boston, I imagine you got to take the gigs while you can get them.
Yeah, and none of them pay well. Besides the college gigs, those were always the ones that you're really competitive because the girls are,
Hold on a second. You really were a sex worker?
Yeah, I've done it. Yeah, for sure.
Who hasn't?
Seriously,
Me
please.
too.
I haven't.
No, and I think,
swear to God, Mark hasn't, but you and I are professional whores.
Yeah, professional whore. And I learned a lot from it, and it's I think it's a wonderful thing, and if obviously if it's a choice and if it's the thing, you just have to worry about being safe and not getting arrested. But other than that, I mean,
did you do it as a boy or did you do it just as a crossdresser?
No.
Okay.
No, as a crossdresser. Nobody wants to pay to fuck me as a boy, but yeah. The thing about it is that in Boston, I think there weren't a lot of like pretty thin white girls, and so I had that kind of like blonde, fit, pretty kind of market corner. Although you can't charge too much when you don't have boobs. But
you just keep a top on, right? Or they want to play with the
I
boobs.
do. I keep it like some like a negligee from the clearance section at Marshall's, and yeah.
Your fans like to call you mom.
Mom. Yeah, mom.
Mother.
Yeah.
Is it because of Mother Russia or because you give the fans life?
The latter.
Okay.
The latter. Yeah.
See, again, this is a KGB thing. It might be,
or it
one
could
or
be
the other. It could be one or the other.
Or it could be, we could do the crossover thing again, and it could be like a made for Lifetime movie where I foster all these kids and I'm dying of lymphoma, and they all rally around me to I don't know, float a bunch of votive candles in a lake, and then I die peacefully at sunset, and they bury my body.
You have a wonderful imagination. Oh,
Yeah.
You inspire a lot of passion from your fans.
Yeah, what's that all about?
I think you fulfill this kind of like mysterious fantasy of a Russian hooker spy mail order bride that everybody wants to fall in love with and run away and solve mysteries. And you're very seductive in your character.
That's great.
Don't you think so? I mean,
it's hard for me. I don't.
Or you do stand in front of a mirror and say, "I'd fuck me."
Yeah, I do, with my weenie between my legs. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard because it's like, it's hard to figure out, because I was like a particular way before the show, and I'm a little bit, and then the people when you're on the show, it's really like, they only get so much of your actual drag fantasy the way you really do it. But yeah, no, I'm excited. I mean, it's like incredible that people are so into what I'm doing.
Let's talk about the show, RuPaul's Drag Race. The thing that I was living for in season 7 was that every time they came up with some bullshit assignment, you would start making faces. You guys are all lined up in the workroom. And they're focusing on RuPaul, and RuPaul's like, well, today's assignment is going to make you, Jello wrestling. And you're just like making these weird faces. Was that an intentional thing? Or?
I think I just naturally have a broad expressive register. I can't help it.
And what they actually show you on TV might not be the actual reaction from what she's saying.
No,
it could be something different.
Yeah, all of those reaction shots are really me responding to RuPaul's off-camera comments about fucking me in the ass with a pitchfork.
Ouch.
For realsies?
Yeah. No, I don't know. I like to.
I think she's more of an oral bottom, actually.
Oh, Ru is an oral bottom?
Yeah, she likes to suck dick.
Hold on a second.
Latin cock specifically.
Interesting.
Are you ready for the results of the audience poll? There was an audience poll done.
Oh, which one? For what?
For RuPaul's Drag Race.
For what?
For what though? What are they
Who's
voting
the
on?
most popular contestant of season 7?
Who did that poll though? And
it was
what is
done on the Reddit subreddit RuPaul's Drag Race. It was done with all the fans there. Guess who?
Serena Chacha.
Oh, it was you. Woo! Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing. However, let me. Well, the thing about Reddit though is that they are. I feel like they're not necessarily a representation of the general audience. They're not necessarily a fair cross section of like the general viewing audience.
Well,
do you know what I mean?
They're a tough crowd, and if you please them, you do well. You're going to do well anyway.
They just voted you. They like you.
Voted
Be
for
nice
you.
to them, bitch.
No. I'm super nice to them. I adore them. I'm doing an AMA with them tomorrow afternoon, actually.
Today. Technically today. Right now. Yeah.
Yes, right now. Right. No, I adore them. I mean, I love them because I think that one of the things that, because their response to the work I've been doing off the show while the show airs has been so tremendous, and then they get me. Do you know what I mean? Like they get me. That makes me so happy. In fact, I go on Reddit and sometimes, but people get angry because people post a lot about me, and then other people are like, "Oh my God, will you just stop it? Like, stop. Why does everything have to be about her?" And I'm like, and I was like, "Oh God." Right. Like,
you know why? Because life sucks, and we need people to remind us of how much fun it can be. I'm sorry that Katya likes to have fun. Okay.
Right. Absolutely. Yes, that's a great. Yeah, I agree.
On Drag Race, how do you feel? Did you do? Because when I talked to you earlier about it, you said that you felt like you got really anxious.
I got anxious. Yeah, I got.
Drink your juice, Shelby.
Would you like some candy? No, juice is better. I got. Yes, that would be that's an understatement. I remember I was like, I don't know what I was doing. I was watching like an episode from a previous season, and like when even like during the mini challenges, when we would line up for her to tell us what the mini challenge was, my stomach was so twisted with anxiety, even for the mini challenges, which are just fun and you don't get judged on them. But I was just like, what are we going to have to do? What are we going to have to do? Am I going to do it well? Like, am I going to be funny? Like, it was just so bad. And then for the main challenge, it was 10 times worse. And,
but you've been to art school, right?
I did.
Well, what's the difference? I mean, it's a teacher's assignment versus RuPaul's assignment. It's the same thing. There's a few differences. One I can think of is cameras, and then the other is that you have usually a lot more than like 3 hours to do something. You know what I mean?
Well, RuPaul said to you on the show that you appear to be addicted to anxiety, and you're like, "Oh my God!"
I would love to comment about that. I understand now what she was getting at, and RuPaul is not a clinical diagnostician. That is not a diagnosis. That is not a valid mental health disorder.
Was it just a read?
No. I think that because we actually had a much longer conversation, obviously, than what was aired, and I actually told her to her face that I was terrified of her, and it was really funny. Well, it wasn't funny. And she was like I think she was really taken aback by it. Like, who is this girl? What is she saying? Why is she saying this? But I think that what I interpret that as being addicted to anxiety is clinging to, like when you're an addict, for example, you go through this like cycle of pain, where you're like, everything sucks. And you're like, you get high and you crash and there's a lot of pain involved, and that pain becomes familiar. And it's like, I think that you can kind of get stuck in the cycle of pain or whatever because it's familiar. And I think that's sort of like what I kind of interpret the addicted to anxiety as meaning is like, yeah, the anxious feeling, it's like a rush and you're used to it. So you kind of just like are afraid to let it go. I mean, I don't know if that makes any sense, but I got a lot of comments from people who were like, outraged that she said that because that's not a real thing. And
it seemed kind of self-helpy, you know.
Well, hello, have you ever met her? I mean, she does this. I mean, listen, I love her. I'm a huge fan, always have been, always will be. But, you know, the thing that on the TV show, you get this vibe that it's a little presumptuous to walk up to someone and be like, hi, hello, person I just met 10 minutes ago. Let me tell you all about your life. You know, it's like, she doesn't know me. Do you know what I mean? Like, she doesn't know me.
Well, was there anything said that felt especially empty or hollow?
What is an aphorism? What is an aphorism?
Let's Google it real quick.
Yeah, Google aphorism. These like she's got a lot of spiritual, new agey kind of Dr. Phil.
It's a pithy observation that contains a general truth, such as if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Some would say it's a pandering too.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, anyways, a lot of those things. Excuse me. I think that she has a lot of those Dr. Phil moments. Sometimes I wish she would go a little more over the top with them because they come off as, I think she's trying to go sincere with them. You know, like, no matter how flat you make a pancake, it's still got two sides, you know? It's like,
did she actually say that?
No, I think that's from Dr. Phil. But yeah, I don't know. Some of those things, you know, I roll my eyes at them because but you know, on the other hand, because when people are absolutely like totally sincere, I'm always like, you know, I don't know. That's just my personality. But again, some of those things, like, I actually do struggle with and they make sense to me. Like, I have no self-esteem. So, you know.
You've said many times before, you are your own worst enema.
Oh, yeah. My friend Avi came up with that line, but yeah, absolutely. It's, totally.
So your biggest competition on Drag Race was yourself?
Yeah, as cliche as it is, it's absolutely true. It was like a masterclass in self-sabotage, the season for me.
How did you exactly sabotage yourself?
I definitely like held back in so many instances, which doesn't necessarily come across a lot because the show is so edited down. Like, things that you worry about don't ever even make it close to the actual product that you see. So, but you know, like, I hated my snatch game. I wish I would have done Svetlana Horkina, Russian gymnast, but it would have been a huge risk. And plus, I didn't even think that it was even an option because like 14 people know who she is. And, but you know, there were just things like, I mean, I don't actually regret the things a lot of stuff that I wore because it's like I realized it was stupid. I'm kind of like, I don't care.
No,
it's like,
I love
whatever.
your shout out to Pussy Riot, and that was really
sure,
beautiful.
yeah. Actually, yeah, that was supposed to be my prison nickname for that character was supposed to be Pussy Diet, and she was a lesbian. But they didn't. I don't know. That didn't fly. Whatever. There was a lot of stuff I said that didn't. Which is so funny because it's a drag queen show. You'd think they'd make it as filthy as possible, but.
You're a big fan of Bob Ross, the painter.
Always have been.
And he's known for saying there are no mistakes, just happy accidents.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I took painting lessons and we did with this lady, these 4-hour painting lessons, just me and this crazy lady. My mom would drop me off. This was back in 92 when I was 10. And we used to make these Bob Ross paintings, and I used to watch him all the time. He's great.
And he says he's also known for saying you can do anything you want to because this is your world.
Oh my God, I love that. I don't remember that one. That's so inspiring.
What an aphorism.
That's what drag is that you're creating. Lady Bunny explained this to me. The reason a lot of gay guys do drag is not because we want to be women, is because we want to create this fantasy world where we are these extraordinary characters that instantly command the attention of a crowd.
Yeah, you're the queen of the scene.
Totally. Yeah, absolutely. Larger than life, the queen of the universe.
So what does it say about you that you created this kind of run-of-the-mill Russian bisexual transvestite hooker as your alter ego?
You know, it started with the Russian thing, but, you know, over the years, I kind of realized it became less and less. I mean, it's not really, I think people give me a lot more credit than I deserve in terms of like the cultural part of it, because I used to know a lot more about Russia and Russian language before, when I was, because I get these periods where I'm totally obsessed with something, but I'm not anymore. And I think that it was never really about like cultural critique. It was just more a character through which I can kind of like project my own sense of humor, which is like, I like things that are absurd. I like non sequiturs. I like talking about existential pain, and a lot of that is kind of like a stereotype of Russian people, because they are the older generation that kind of fits that bill a little bit. But it's, at the end of the day, it's really just like a vehicle for me to be weird.
Well, I'm glad that you brought that up, because we want to give you a Russian quiz to find out if you are or not a KGB agent.
I'll tell you right now, I'm going to fail this quiz.
And you're playing for a listener. So as somebody who comments on the website, we're going to pick somebody at random for a T-shirt from Feast of Fun.
Oh, so well, I apologize to them in advance.
So if you get it, so we're giving you 10 questions. If you get
half right,
that random person who comments on our website, feastoffun.com today, will win a new Feast of Fun T-shirt. Okay, you ready for the first one?
I'm totally ready.
The time has come for you to prove your Russian knowledge, comrade.
Okay.
What are the colors in the Russian flag? Think about this one.
I mean, that's so easy, obviously.
What colors?
And what are they?
Obviously, they're green, puce, and yellow ochre. No, of course, they're red, white, and blue, but in stripes, but it's different than the French flag.
Yes. The red and yellow hammer and sickle flag is the Soviet flag, not the Russian flag.
Right, of course.
From
the hammer and the
80s
sickle.
music videos. Okay, we're going to sing you a song here.
Okay.
You're going to tell me what it is. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
Is that Michelle Visage's ringtone? I figured you were gonna like sing the Soviet national anthem, but it doesn't sound like it to me.
No.
Or the Russian national anthem at all. Is that from Rocky IV?
It's the song of the Volga Boatmen.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry.
I was just I got that right. Oh, fuck you. I was just listening to the Red Army Choir while I was putting my makeup on the other day.
Okay, we have another musical one.
Pling, God.
Pling, pling, pling. Pling, 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 pling. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding.
You're terrible, Mark. It goes like this. La da 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 da.
But I was playing the Balalanka.
Bloom, 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 bloom.
Oh, is that the balalaika? Bling, 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 bling,
What
bling, bling,
themes?
bling, bling.
Well, that was the theme to what movie?
Oh, God. I don't know. Annie? The remake of Annie.
Blanny.
It's Laura's theme from Dr. Zhivago.
Oh, Dr. Zhivago. I haven't seen that. I've read the book.
Okay.
Oh, fuck off.
Name the spies.
The Russian spies.
The Russian spies from Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Oh, Boris and Natasha.
Yay. For bonus.
Here's the good thing that so people don't know. Boris, and so Russian words and especially names are notoriously mispronounced. Fausto, you know something about that, by Americans. So it's Boris. You say, but it's not Boris in Russian. It's Boris.
It's Boris.
Boris.
No, Boris.
Boris.
Yeah.
So
Boris,
what is Boris and Natasha's full names?
Do they have full names?
They had full names, yes.
Oh, I have no idea. I better not get buzzed for this, though. This is an extra question.
So Boris Badenov.
Yeah. And is it Natasha?
Okay.
Wait, hold on. He was named after the 16th century Russian Tsar Boris Godunov.
Oh, cool. Oh, my God. Good. Oh, I see what they're doing there. Good and bad. That's funny.
And then Natasha was Natasha Fatal, but we have to buzz you because you didn't get that one.
Okay.
Next one.
How many days does it take to ride the Trans-Siberian Railway from Moscow to Vladivostok?
Oh, my God. Well, I should know because I actually submitted a grant proposal to do a video project doing that. How many days? I don't know. It's probably quite a few. I would say, is it more than 6?
You need to choose a specific answer.
You need to choose a specific number.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to choose a specific number. I'm going to say any number between 3 and 12. No.
Give us a
One
number.
in a million.
I'm going to say 8. It's not right, though.
Let's give it to her.
No, it's 7.
7. Come on, we give it to
fuck
her.
off. I said 8. Please.
She can get it. She's had between 6 and 8, and that's 7.
Yeah. You know what? And if you don't give it to me, I'm just going to hang up the phone.
But then the listener won't get the T-shirt.
Well, fuck the listeners. It's all about me.
Mom. But Mom, please.
Shut up. Go to bed.
Okay, you have to get at least 2 of these right.
Okay.
Russian or not?
Okay. Amanda Bynes, Pamela Anderson, Carrie Fisher, and Raven the drag queen. Which one of these girls are actual Russians?
Of course, it's David Petrushin.
Yes. Correct.
I know.
And
Yes.
what about the other 3?
Who are the other ones?
Carrie Fisher from Star Wars, Princess Leia, Pamela Anderson, or Amanda Bynes. You notice the pattern here? They're all Russian women.
They're all Russian?
They're all Russian.
You're kidding.
Yep. According to Wikipedia.
Oh,
What does the word vodka translate to in English?
Oh, well, it's actually a diminutive form of the word vada, which means water.
Correct.
Thank you.
How much does the government budget rely on the taxation of vodka in Russia?
That's a bullshit question. I'm gonna
We're
counter.
going to give you a number. We're going to give you a number. So
Okay.
how much does the government income come from the taxation of vodka? Is it 40% of the government income, 10%, or less than 1%?
I'm gonna say. Well, it can't be. I'm gonna say 10. I don't know.
Yay!
Is it right?
You got it. Yeah. you
That's
got it.
such a huge number.
That's crazy.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Well, alcoholism is huge in Russia.
Yeah, it's all the rage.
500,000 people in Russia die because of alcohol-related deaths every year.
That's
Oh
amazing.
yeah. I'm sure that's a conservative estimate. Also,
final.
crocodile. Yeah, go ahead.
Final question.
Who said, I can see Russia from my house?
Oh, come on, Sarah Palin.
Nope.
Tina Fey.
It was Tina Fey as Sarah Palin.
Oh, fuck. That's right. That's a trick question.
But it doesn't matter because you win. Yay!
Thank you.
You got
I have a question. I have a Russian trivia question for you.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
So we all know that Russia is the largest country in the world, right? With largest land mass, anyways.
Yes.
How many time
8.
zones? Incorrect.
What was the
11.
question?
11.
Times as what? As the United
Time
States?
zones.
Really?
Oh, time
11.
zones.
Wow.
It spans 11 time zones.
This will blow your mind. The square footage of Russia is more than the square footage of the planetoid Pluto.
You're kidding.
Yeah, Russia is bigger in walking surface than the planet Pluto.
The
That
demi
is-
planet.
The planetoid.
The planetoid, sorry. I did say it right the first time. So let's go. We actually got tons and tons of really good questions from our listeners here.
I'm great. Let's do it.
So Ian Venegas must have actually met RuPaul in person because he says, as someone who shares the same anxiety addiction as you do, I wanted to ask you how the pressure and the entire competition processes of the show affected you and how you overcame it.
Well, I didn't overcome it. As you can see, it was really hard. It was too much. I don't know. I looking back, I think it was like not a super hard season compared to some previous ones, but for me it was hard, and I think like I never really overcame it, and I snapped at the end, and I had to go.
You fared better than the fly did on the runway, that's for sure.
That's true. It could have been a lot more embarrassing. It could have been a lot worse. But yeah, no, that's why at the time I felt a lot of relief when I was eliminated, because more relief than disappointment for sure.
Lauret Cole wants to know, how long does it take to record, plan out, and do your video blog Regrets and Reflections?
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. It takes quite a while, actually. Regrets is just one. We film it. It takes about an hour or two to film it, and then it takes a long time to edit. Probably I don't know. I mean, a day or two, full day. And then Reflections takes a whole day to shoot, depending on what we're doing for going to do some location or whatever. And then again, a full day to edit. It's a lot of work. I mean, and they're short videos, especially Reflections. They're all under 3 minutes. But yeah, it's a lot of work. Okay.
So Lauren Swanson is a big fan of Peaches Christ and would love to see you in one of her productions. What movie would you want to do, and which character would you want to play?
Oh my God. So I just met Peaches in San Francisco, and then I met her production coordinator in the fabric store, and we were talking about just this, and they've already done one of my absolute top 3 favorite movies of all time, The Witches of Eastwick. So, and my dream would be to do The Witches of Eastwick and be Veronica Cartwright, Felicia from that movie. You know, the one who goes nuts and spews all the cherries and screams in the church. But I think, oh God, I don't know. They've already done so many good ones. I think they've already done Heathers too.
They should just stop doing them. Is what they should. She should just stop. She's done them all.
Yeah, I mean, what are they going to do next? Like Freaky Friday? In that case, I'd like to be Jamie Lee Curtis.
Not Jodie Foster in the original.
Oh my God, no! Obviously, I want to do Adventures in Babysitting, and I want to be Chris the babysitter. Yeah, that's what I would do.
Yes.
Yeah. Or Leaving Las Vegas, and I'll be Elizabeth Shue. Any good Elizabeth Shue vehicle, I'm down for.
Chad Sell wants to know, Mom, how do you decorate your dumpster?
Oh my God. Well, I don't really want to answer that question, but I do want to tell you how much I love Chad. I think I'm in love with him.
You know, he's very cute in person.
Yeah, I know. I've seen pictures. And I think I've told him that, and it makes him uncomfortable because I know he has a boyfriend. They're really serious. And I don't mean any disrespect to his boyfriend. I really don't. But I'm in love. But I'm in love. I'm in love with him. I feel like when I meet him at DragCon, I'm going to get a boner, and it's going to be weird. And I don't know.
Just have him draw your boner.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll have him draw my boner on my clothes.
It'll be like Titanic, just take him into where they store the cars, have sex with him, and then when
steam up one of those antique, we'll steam up an antique car.
But then he can draw you naked, and you can then ditch the jewels in him and call the cops.
Yeah, that would be good. And then then he can drown in some frozen lake and come full circle.
Larry LaFontaine wants to know if you're familiar with the Russian word "goluboy."
Goluboy. That sounds so really, really familiar. What does it mean?
I don't know. We'll have to Google that too.
Yeah.
Have you been invited to go perform in Russia? He also wants to know.
Oh, yeah. So I have I just did an interview for this Russian magazine in Chicago, and the reporter there has a contact for a club in St. Petersburg, and they're working on it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which would be so great because I would love. I mean, if anywhere, I've never been to Russia, but I'd want to go to St. Petersburg the most. I want to go to Moscow too, but I would just love it. They wouldn't even have to pay me anything; just pay for my airfare, and I'll go. Well,
I hope you film that.
Oh, duh! Yeah, duh.
That's a documentary film. Katya goes on the Trans-Siberian Railway.
Yeah, no, I really tried to get a grant to do that. If I go, I'll bring Avi, who's my creative partner and director and editor, and we'll go and we'll make a whole thing out of it. Oh yeah.
He does such a beautiful job in processing your image. So it looks almost like a cartoon itself.
Oh my God. Avi is wait, you're talking about Avi is incredible. The guy he's the guy who does all my videos.
Yeah,
he's incredible.
Great. I mean,
he's so talented.
I'm not a big fan of green screen, but you guys make it work so well.
Yeah, he's so good. He's so good. He works so hard, and I'm so great.
So for people who want to know, Goluboy is Russian slang for someone gay. It literally translates to light blue boy.
Oh yeah, no, I knew. I thought it was a color. I thought it meant gray.
And then see, T Galuboy means you're gay. Ochen Goluboy, he's very, very gay.
The Urban Dictionary says gays were called light blue because they always hung out at the Metro place, and it was light blue.
Oh, wow. A little history, a little color theory for you. Yeah, that's fascinating. I don't know any Russian slang. That's the only thing. I don't know any Russian slang. All my Russian language knowledge comes from like melodramatic pop songs for the most part, you know, so I don't really know how to say like faggot or pussy or whatever.
You better if you're going to go there. How else are you going to get around?
I know. All I can tell, I'll just ask, you know, I can tell a stranger on the street that, you know, you broke my heart into a million pieces and I'll never be the same. But I can't like ask where's the bathroom? You know? I got to work on that.
People are asking this question all over the place, but it's like your name is a combination of 3 Russian female gymnasts, right?
So that is not true.
No?
Well, no, the last one, I mean, Katya is like just Catherine. I mean, it could be anybody's name. The last one is Zamolodchikova is Yelena Zamolodchikova. She was not actually my favorite Russian gymnast. Actually, she's great, but she's not my favorite at all. I just liked how long and difficult to pronounce her name was.
Well, it's easy, right? Because you have it's Zamo.
Yeah, Zamo. Yeah,
Zamo low, and then the D is silent, and so his chick Ova. Right?
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
But once you break it apart, though, it's easier.
Zamolodchikova. Yeah, but the accent is on the O, so it's Zamolodchikova.
Zamolodchikova.
Yeah. Good job.
I mean, girl, I've been working since I met you. I was like, I'm going to impress this girl and learn her fucking name. And then it was heartbreaking. You're like, no, you got the first name wrong.
Jasmine wants
call me Katie.
Jasmine wants to know what's the first thing you did when you got home from the show.
I actually jerked off. I jerked off immediately. I was because we didn't have any porn there, and we were all so horny. And when I was as soon as they gave me my phone, I had texts from like booty calls and clients actually, and I was like, oh my God, I cannot wait to go have sex. And I got home and I'm like, I don't even want to deal with anybody right now. I just want to jerk off. But then I compulsively masturbated for like 3 days. It actually became kind of a problem because I was like, I just missed having good porn. I think I have a porn problem.
So you're saying your problem is that you don't have enough of it, or?
No, I think that I just rely on it too much because, sometimes it's like, especially when you don't have we don't have a boyfriend and you're fucking like strangers or like sort of strangers. There's a lot of effort that goes into it. If they're new, you got to find them and set it up, and then you got to be really clean and showered and groomed. It's like, or you could just jerk off.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like so much effort goes into hooking up, and especially I used to hook up in drag all the time. That's even that's 25 times the effort.
But you're a good looking guy though.
I mean, I don't know. Thank you, I guess. I mean, I don't think I'm particularly attractive, but
I would say that you and Pearl are out of drag are the 2 most fuckable contestants this season.
What about Violet? You're always going on about Violet.
And Violet's good looking too, but
that's really
she's just so
interesting.
whiny though.
I mean, I think
you want to stick a dick in her mouth to shut her up.
Oh my God. I think Trixie is the cutest.
He's got the biggest dick of the entire season.
Really?
That's the rumors.
Yeah, I saw it soft. It's definitely big.
Yeah, so did we.
I saw it.
I didn't see it. I was running camera. Sorry.
Oh, okay, so you're lying, is what you're telling me.
Mark said it, and I saw it by...
He trusts my judgment.
You're spreading lies.
Trixie also brags about how big it is, too.
Lies and vicious rumors.
I'm sure Trixie, if I said, Trixie, show me your dick, God damn it, she'd show me.
Yeah, no, she doesn't... Yeah, he doesn't have any qualms about getting naked. And he's got a great butt, too.
Oh, yeah.
Great butt.
Who?
Yeah.
Pearl?
Trixie. No, not Pearl. Pearl has no butt. Trixie has got a great butt.
But those sleepy eyes. Did Pearl ever wake up?
I mean, I guess like watching the show, I definitely see the difference. But I never saw her on the main stage or in the challenges really all that much. Yeah, I definitely noticed there's definitely she came to life. Because if you watch that, I howled. I howled when I saw her first runway walk for the first challenge. It was like, I mean, a runway on Ambien. I mean, that's like an understatement. She literally looked like she was being propped up and just like carted down. I mean, it was insane. So
she runway on Ambien, meaning that she's like half asleep on drugs. Those not even half asleep. Pills.
No, she looked totally asleep. Like an invisible person was shuffling her along, and she was in a deep coma. And
you thought that was intentional.
Yeah, because I think that Pearl is. I mean, I get what they're saying, but I love that about Pearl. She's really chill.
Pearl forever will be my hero for standing up to RuPaul. I thought it was kind of tacky, RuPaul coming up there and be like, yeah. And he's like, what?
What?
That's how it went in my mind.
Oh.
Yeah, I definitely didn't see that. So RuPaul's a retard is what you're saying.
He walked in there and said, what was the exact words that RuPaul said? I can't remember, but he's facing off with Pearl and just saying, you're so dead and empty.
No,
inside.
RuPaul said, Max, you have something, and Pearl, you do not have a big personality. And Pearl was very taken aback.
No personality.
Well, on the television, I don't know. It's he said, she said of whatever. If you have no personality or whatever. Pearl seems to remember it like that, and I kind of do too. But it's like what you remember, what you never know. But on the television, it was.
Oh, okay, you're right. Just to confirm. Wait a second. There's actually several versions.
Yes, right. No, that's right. And I was like,
actually, it is. Here's the transcript. Max, you have a great personality, and you, Pearl, have no personality. So tell me.
That's they didn't. I don't know where the transcript that's from because
that's from Pearl's Facebook page.
yeah. That's what I was saying. Yeah. Because we
have the receipts.
It's funny, right? That's Pearl's receipt.
Okay, so RuPaul said you do not have a very big personality, but Pearl received it as you have no personality.
Right, which is a small difference, but it makes a big impact. I still think she would have been I still think she would have been bothered by it if she had said you do not have a big personality. I still think that's like problematic, but I'm glad that she
stood up for herself and said, "Listen, this hurts my feelings, and
sure.
I'm trying to do the best that I can and stop being a bully to me."
Yeah.
Quit judging me. Oh, you're a judge.
Oh, that's right.
Right, there you go. And there's also and I think I don't know if you heard what RuPaul said about it on her podcast, which was very interesting.
What'd she say?
Oh my gosh, she and Michelle talked about this very exchange, and RuPaul said that what she wanted to say in the moment was, "All right, bitch, I'll fucking pack your bags right now because you're out of here." But then she goes on to say, she continues that, but I'm a producer on this show, and I know that she's a cute boy, and I know she'll be popular. So I just didn't say anything.
Mm.
You know what it is, though, and we're sort of on the other side of the fence here, producing, certainly Cooking with Drag Queens is not a reality TV show by any stretch of the imagination, but, we have been following drag queens and capturing them in their vulnerable, intimate moments in their lives. And part of it is that sometimes people get very testy when you shove a bunch of cameras in their underwear drawer, metaphorically
Yeah, absolutely.
speaking. And you have to just trust that, not to take it personally when a drag queen says you've gone too far. Just to be like, well, this is, we're trying to get people to fall in love with you. This is what I tell them. The producers of the show want the audience to fall in love with you.
Or hate you.
But not just that. They did want that for a couple of them.
Well, I think that for, generally speaking, the goal is to get them to be enamored with you or fascinated or looking at you. And the only way they can do that is by understanding why you do the things that you do.
Okay.
That's what when we mean by vulnerability. When you hear Michelle saying, we need to hear more vulnerability, is we need to hear motivation. Why did you dress up as the Pussy Riot people? Why did you do a busted, toothed out Russian crack whore Hello Kitty doll? So those are the kind of things that I think, the producers are trying to pull out of you, but then it becomes very chaotic and sloppy psychology. And it can be very explosive in the case of Pearl and RuPaul.
Yeah, and it's funny because I don't understand why there's such a big uproar over it, because I think it would have been more exciting if she had said you had no personality. It would have been exciting if they got into a fight. It would have been exciting. I guess. I mean, it's a show. You know what I mean? It's not like, and people get but this kills me, especially about this season, is that, oh, I don't like her because she's shady. Like, are you fucking serious? It's a drag competition show. And it's like, so many of the girls, well, not so many of them, a select few, Ginger and Kennedy, are being dragged for being shady, while other queens on the show can make any kind of comment they want, and they're just like, ooh, snap, girl, they're being real. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, people would be complaining if there was no shade, and then the slightest bit of shade, they complain. It's like you're damned if you do. It's like so crazy, and especially now in the 7th season, the contestants are so self-aware of how they're going to be received by the public because of previous experiences, like Roxy Andrews, getting death threats for even bullying Jinx.
And on your season, Jasmine Masters said a few things that I thought she was funny and charming, and people are giving her death threats. And I wonder if, how much of that is, and against Kennedy too, is racism, and maybe against Ginger, fat phobia.
Big time racism. Big time. And because it's, it's sickening, not in the drag sense of the word. It makes me ill. And it's tough to see that because, I watch I'm actually able to watch the show as a viewer because I haven't seen it. I'm a viewer too. I haven't seen it. I can't watch myself objectively, but I can certainly watch the other girls. And Jasmine's, when that episode where she was eliminated, she got that big opening part in the beginning where she went on that rant. I thought that was fucking hysterical.
I thought
it was hysterical. Panties, bitch. Panties. I mean, that was like so funny. And then people, I don't get it. People
I think
are
it's
like
the same with like Gia Gunn too from last season. She gave so many good little lines and so much shade that was fun. And that's what you want from a drag queen. You know, if she was white, probably she would have been able to get away with it. Because if you just saw Michelle Obama recently was addressing, the college graduation at a predominantly black or a black university and saying, look at how I was portrayed in the media. These things that they would never say about, basically a white first lady.
It's totally. And I think the thing with Jasmine and also with Ginger and Kennedy is that a lot of the younger fans are not really excited about their drag. They don't really relate to it. So that doesn't help. Whereas and also they're not super, or people aren't perceiving them as super attractive.
Well, let's your elimination. You were up against Kennedy. You had to lip sync for your life. I mean, you must have been shitting your pants knowing. Did you know what a performer she was? Because she's known for.
Oh yeah. As soon as Ru said that. Well, actually, I think before that, because I knew that the two of us were going to be in the bottom when we were dismissed to Untucked. So, I knew. I mean, I knew I was going home. I mean, I was like, I had totally made my peace with it. I was like, I didn't have any illusions. I knew she was going to completely kill it. And of course she did. But
Well, I mean, you saw her performance at the premiere shows and the parties. The audience lost their mind.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I said, anybody who has a lip sync against Kennedy Davenport is going home.
Yeah, totally. And it happened twice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And people were all saying, like, oh, it was unfair. Katya shouldn't have gone home. But it was just like, if you didn't want to go home, you shouldn't have been on the bottom two, because there's no way you could. Who's going to survive a lip sync for your life against Kennedy?
Yeah.
You know? Nobody in that season, especially because there aren't a lot of.
Does that mean she makes it to top three?
I can't wait to find out.
Well, it's obvious that she is in the top three. I mean, based on our reaction.
I don't know. Well, we'll see.
I thought Miss Fame would make it to the top three. I thought you were going to win it.
Did you really?
I thought Trixie was going to win.
Well, Trixie, Trixie sure won our hearts early on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you, Trixie, and Ginger are certainly the most lovable of all the contestants. Although I really did enjoy Miss Fame's ability to cluck like a chicken on command.
Oh, it was amazing.
Oh yeah, she's a total dork.
And that's just like that's the thing that bothers me sometimes about these reality TV shows is that they have all this awesome footage, and they don't know. They could put it somewhere.
Wait! I just lost you. I just lost you.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got a call and it went silent. So
I was saying that these reality TV shows generate a lot of amazing footage that never gets to be seen, and it's a real shame that we don't actually get to see Miss Fame in her goofiest, or you at your most elegance.
Okay, wait. I lost you again. Sorry.
That's okay.
Go ahead. Sorry. If somebody calls me, then
put it on Do Not Disturb.
Okay.
Scroll the thing, and it's the little moon. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Hello.
Got it. Bam. Here we are. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Okay. You're just so much fun to be around, though. It's like you're the friend everybody wants to have.
Oh, but nobody wants to smell because I smell so bad.
Why do you say you keep saying you smell really bad?
I don't really. No, I don't. I just really only have like enough hot water to shower once a week. But it's different when I'm on the road because hotels are good and yeah.
Well, wait, hold on a second. So you living in an SRO or something in a homeless shelter?
Yeah, Pine Street. People are nice. It's just that it's hard to keep all my drag. People keep stealing my drag, and it gets a little annoying. But spandex.
Hey, on Reddit, someone has a really great question and comment for you. Her name is Working Girl.
Oh yeah,
and she's a working girl. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Katya, you said you've only been sober for about a year. Yet we've seen you in your audition reels in the casting extravaganza. I am curious as to if that played a role in you not getting cast on previous seasons.
That's a really good question. Well, so yeah, I got sober for the first time in 2008. And then I've had periods of sobriety, but then a lot of relapses. So I think I was sober when I applied for the first time, but I know for season 6 when I applied, I was not. In fact, I was like high during my audition tape, which is like, I wonder if they could tell.
What were you on?
Meth, crystal meth. Oh yeah. Yeah, bad news. It's an evil, evil drug. It really is.
And so how do you think that they could have told that you were on meth? Or do you look back on the video and say, I can totally tell?
I mean, I can tell, and I think I can tell, and like I think Ru probably, I don't know if she watched, who knows if she even watched it. She probably didn't, but it's because when I did the boy interview part, I hadn't slept for 3 days, and I remember I kept blinking because my eyes were so dry, and I looked a mess. I mean, it was messy, but the video it's the bummer because the video was so good. But yeah, I think, and somebody, I don't know, the person who filmed it didn't know the whole time. So
really?
I'm pretty good at hide. Oh yeah, but he doesn't do drugs, so he's not in the loop.
So Working Girl says, was being on the show a factor in you wanting to get clean? Because I too have battled addiction, and I could only imagine how horrific it would be to have a craving in the confined spaces of a reality TV show about drag queens. Do you think your inevitable cravings got in the way of how you performed?
Oh, definitely not. No, it was, no, I never wanted to drink or to do drugs when I was on the show, ever. It was just, the thing that was hard was that I go to, before the year and a half leading up before the show, I'd go to meetings, 12-step meetings, whatever. And I had been in the habit of going to at least 3 a week, usually 4 to 5. So, and that's becomes like a huge part of your life and a way to you to cope with, not just like, oh, I want to drink today and I can't, I'll go to a meeting, but it's like, oh, I'm feeling like crazy or fearful or I'm stressed, whatever, it's like the way for you to manage your emotions and whatever. So, that was the hard part. I never wanted to drink. Plus, how are you going to fall off the wagon on Drag Race? You got one cocktail.
You did say on the show that if you knew someone was selling crack, you would have been able to find them.
Oh, definitely. But nobody had crack on the show?
They're terrible producers.
Because it's like being locked up in prison, right?
It's like a bunch of pilgrims. I felt like I was on Plymouth Rock.
Was it hard when you got off the stage and there's this tray with cocktails and there's obviously the non-alcoholic soda water and the delicious, tempting cranberry vodkas there? Oh,
that was not tempting at all, because I'm not the kind of person that drink. I'm the kind of addict that like when you go to a party and like, do you want a bump? I was like, unless you have like an 8-ball that you're just gonna give to me, I'm not gonna have a bump. I'm not that kind of girl. Like, I want to go buy enough drugs to last me 2 weeks. I'm gonna go home and do them by myself. Like, I'm not a party girl. I'm like a drug addict. You know what I mean?
What did you do with your time when because some drug addicts like to have sex, others like to clean the house. What was kind of like your go-to hobby?
I loved cleaning. In fact, it took me forever to learn how to clean sober. It was while I was in early sobriety, I lived in complete filth. Like filth, the kind of filth that is actually harmful. Like mold, stuff like that, because I just couldn't do it. It was such a trigger. It was just impossible. Because I'd be the girl that in like jean shorts scraping, grout off the bathroom tiles with a butter knife at 4 a.m, high on meth. Do you know what I mean? Like,
when Mark and I ever go to like somebody's house or a party, if we see a giant LCD screen in their bedroom and their house is immaculate, but there's some weird construction project that never got finished.
Tweaker.
You know they're struggling with drugs.
Yeah, tweaker, big time. Oh, yeah. I'll be right there. I just need to take the VCR apart. Yeah, it's like, yeah.
It was crazy. Absolutely. It was like one friend of ours was doing his own plumbing work in a condo on the 3rd floor. And I'm like, there's people are you crazy? It was madness.
Yeah. Well, and there was a point where like when my friends kind of knew, that I would be like using and they would be suspicious. And then I'd show up to a gig with the fully rhinestone costume and that like they hadn't known I was been working on for like 2 days. They're like, oh, what have you been doing? Up all night stoning that costume, high on meth, girl. Like it's just... no, I just had a lot of free time. Shut up. So that
you're working on a one-woman show. I'm not your momwa. Momwa wants to know the Toyota Corolla of drag.
Yes.
She says, ask that meth-addicted hooker about her one-woman show. Will she do it completely in a Russian accent or mix? Are you planning to go in different directions afterwards?
Yeah, I think, because I think it'll be a mix. I'm not sure because, I think it'd probably be a mix. It's going to be a mix of like, I want to have it be a mix of live performance and also video, but, I've always wanted to do different characters and also just be myself. So I think it'd be like little vignettes, but for me, you know, the Russian character like gets a little old sometimes, and that was something I was really weary about on the show. Hence why I did it for about 45 seconds. But you know, I just don't want people to get sick of it. And but I was actually I was getting sick of it a little bit because I've been doing it for so long. You know, before Drag Race.
On Facebook, Alan Schaefer wants to know, will you piss on me?
Absolutely I will. Absolutely I will.
Well, you see a lot of these drag queens, now they're getting from their fans are getting really intense, and they're wanting to like burn cigarettes, getting slapped, choked, now peed on.
I'm not into, I've been peed, I mean, I'm not into violence, but I'm definitely into pee.
But you're a girl that'll throw down if like a hot, sexy fan says, you know, Katya, let's go find out where you hide your Chikova.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, no, and I also, I mean,
you're a people person.
I'm definitely a people person, and but it's hard. It's also hard to like to gauge actual interest because I'm like pretty much, I love having, well, not even like sex. Sometimes I just want to suck a dick, or you know what I mean. Sometimes you just want somebody to sit on your face and.
Well, I want to hear this story. Lauren Swanson wants to know. She goes, please tell the story of how you licked that guy's butthole in San Francisco.
Oh, yeah, that was wonderful. That was great. That was at a meet and greet, and it was...
a meet and lick?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, no, because it was funny because when I was in San Francisco, it happened like a few times. I was there for a few days, and I saw a guy in a cafe that I recognized people from porn, basically, and... it's so funny to see somebody that you've been jerking off to for years, and that happened with this guy. He's very, very, very muscular, super. He's from Falcon, so they're like very like handsome and smooth and tan and like really he's an Adonis. That's what I'm trying to say. And so I was like, he came up to me and hugged me in the meet and greet, and then I was like fondling his butt. So he pulled down his pants and then he kind of bent over and spread his butt cheeks. I was like, okay, I'm just going to lick his asshole. And it was super clean. And I probably made it dirtier by licking it because I'm disgusting. Do you know what I mean? It's like that kind of.
You got your lipstick all over it?
Yeah. Or, you know, my gross, breath. And yeah, he's great. Oh, so good.
David Phillips wants to know what's worse, the sight of deformed Chernobyl babies or Pearl untucked.
That's a photo finish right there. I don't know. You know, Pearl is it's so funny. I didn't really get the sense of it. I never really fully grasped what a phenomenon she would be, because she is truly the Harry Styles of drag. I mean, she is such a heartthrob. She's such a teeny bopper heartthrob in both senses, because she's not my type though, which is why I didn't like get that sense fully while we were on the show. But she's like a, you know, Harry Styles out of drag, and then I don't know. Or she's like James Dean and Marilyn Monroe. You know what I mean? Both of them.
Yeah.
It's really great.
It's totally
so cool.
James Dean and Marilyn Monroe there. Greg Nelson wants to know what you thought about the fall of the Berlin Wall.
Oh my God. I got so hard. I was hard for weeks. Hard. Like one of those boners that get like throbs and hurts. And I feel like if you don't like get the nut out, you feel like you're going to die.
Weren't you like 7 when the wall fell?
I went through puberty when I was 3, so you can just. I think like 2 weeks after I started kindergarten, I had a full beard.
Right here, right now is where I want to be. Google that, kids. Google that phrase.
Right, exactly.
So Mark Welch, I bet Katya is a huge gymnastics fan. Are you? With the name is like Zamolodchikova. How could you not be?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, actually, I should amend that. I'm a huge I don't follow every competition, and before I was more into it than I am now, but what I like about it is that I get obsessed with it, just really just women's. I don't really follow men's gymnastics. but women's gymnastics during the Olympics, I go nuts because I don't really like sports, but every 4 years it's like those locusts or whatever. What are those things? Every 17 years, what is that? What is that bug?
The 17-year locust.
The cicadas. Yeah, it's like that for me. Every 4 years, I go fucking insane in August for the Olympics. But then I don't really keep up with it. I haven't really kept up with it between the Olympics since like 2004.
But you have gymnastics training, or at least circus aerialist and acrobatic training. Right?
I mean, very small. But yeah, when I was 11, I saw my first Cirque du Soleil show, and it blew. I mean, it was like I can't even describe to you what it. I almost blacked out. I was so I was like, this is the best thing I've ever seen. So I trained myself to be a contortionist, and it was very dangerous, but I actually got really, really, really good at it. So I could like picture it. So if you lay down on your stomach on the ground, I could flip my legs over and sit on my head with my chin on the floor.
Hard. Why aren't you hard?
Right? Yeah. I mean, I did it all myself. No trainer, no nothing. It was extremely dangerous. And then I took gymnastics because I wanted to be in Cirque du Soleil. That was like my absolute life goal. Like you couldn't have convinced me I was going to do anything else.
Well, since you're like one of the few contortionists that we've ever had on the show in the decade, I usually don't ask these kind of questions, but it's like you know about
for sex?
Yeah,
blowing
so
your
own horn. You've heard of the expression.
I know. I wish I could. I mean, I'm a pretty good forward bender, but I can't suck my own dick, which is a bummer. I can't. That's like a particular spinal flexion where I think you have to be really flexible in, I think, your thoracic spine.
Okay.
I'm not sure. It's a very particular, like, it's an extreme forward spinal flexion, and
but at least you can get the tip of the tongue with a tip.
No, I can't even.
No.
My dick is not that long. No. I haven't tried it in forever, but yeah, no. Even when I was at my most flexible, because I have like a slightly above average size dick.
Yeah.
It's like slightly above. I'm not going to give you a length. That's like a little too, Well,
people can find out for themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Come to my show, and you can pretty much guaranteed. And I wish I could. Oh my God.
Well, you do a great job tucking that beast.
Oh yeah, I have a great tuck, but I wear lots of pantyhose. That
And Nam Hussein wants to know: is it true Russian men like to ride bareback?
Yes, they're dirty and filthy, and they're eternally behind the times. I don't even think they know what a condom is.
Condom with a K? They spell condoms with a K or something.
Condom. Yeah.
Marianne Marola wants to know, Katya, do you have a boyfriend? Sorry if I'm too nosy. Marianne is kind of she's the kind of fan.
She's a super fan.
That would, if you want to do something sexual with her, I think she'd be more than happy.
She has a wife or girlfriend.
She has that twinkle in her eye.
I do not have a boyfriend. I don't know. I want one, kind of, but I don't know. I've never really had a relationship. I dated a guy. I think the longest I dated someone was for for 6 months. That's it.
Nicole Horn wants to know, why didn't you pick me up from soccer practice, Mom?
Oh, that fucking bitch. She's one of my most ungrateful kids. I can't. You know what? Is that behind the secret? I know her. Tell her I got her number, hussy.
Lewis Thompson wants to know, what's the secret to a swollen anus?
Oh my God. Well, there's a whole bag of secrets for that one. I spent more time than I have any business spending on YouTube, of all places, watching videos about how to tips, these really funny, unfunny, dry, just purely informative tips on double penetration.
They have tips for double penetration on YouTube?
On YouTube. I was on YouTube. It was not sexual. And it was this porn star, and he was answering questions about double penetration, and I guess
what's the secret?
Well, the secret is you gotta fuck with guys who have long dicks, and the best way to do it is have them both on their backs, and you sit on their dicks when they're smushed together.
Oh, that makes sense.
Right. Because if you try to do it if you're in the sandwich, they always fall out.
Tom Schneider wants to know, what is it like to have sex with Vladimir Putin?
Oh, I don't know.
These are great questions, by the way.
They're really good. I would never have sex with him. I don't know. I'm not super convinced that he has working genitalia. And it's not because of his policies or anything. I just have a sixth sense about this stuff.
Are you worried about Russia's policy with homosexuality and just the terrifying situation that's facing the country?
It's really unfortunate, but I think there's a lot of places. I'm more worried about Uganda, and they have even more hectic policies going on there and other places.
They started a new advertising campaign for Uganda.
Oh, they did? What is this? You get
Uganda,
a $50 gift certificate if you... You're a mess. You're a mess.
Jeffrey Shia wants to know, you know that Violet is a circus aerialist herself.
Yes, yeah.
And she did a porno, I guess.
Yeah, I think it was actually making the rounds very recently. She did a porn.
But, is it a porn, or she just film herself with her iPhone?
I don't know. I think she mentioned on while we were in the van or something while we were, on Drag Race that I don't, because previous contestants I think somebody was like, so who's done porn? And I think that she said she did it, and I'm pretty sure it's making the rounds now. But she's not ashamed. That bitch loves to be naked. She loves her body. I love that about her.
Yeah, she has a nice body.
She's great, and it doesn't even matter that it's nice. She's just she loves herself, and she has the best. Her confidence is so sexy. You know what I mean? It's so sexy. I mean, it helps that she's also objectively sexy, but she's so. I love her so much. She's
and not
so great.
Conceptually sexy like us.
Right. Imaginatively sexy. Right.
Eric Lugo wants to know where your humor comes from. Who is your comedic inspiration?
Probably my dead uncle. He raped me a lot, so I think it comes from the pain of that. I'm just kidding. I don't know where humor comes from.
Well, you know what it is? Can I tell you? It's you're just very much like us. That you're this very imaginative, dynamic machine, and you're willing to do anything it takes to entertain an audience.
Oh my God, are you being taken over by the body snatchers?
I love that.
Mark and I describe our school of comedy, and it's very similar to yours. Is just throw spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
And your poor sweet editor spends hours editing. How long is the actual video blog that you do, which is extraordinarily good. If you guys haven't seen it, go to Katya's. We Love Katya on YouTube, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, it's good. It's really good. Well, but our style of editing, people think there's all this gold footage on the cutting room floor. All the gold footage is on the it's on the tape. Yeah. That's the video.
It's like Max Headroom in drag.
Oh, I like that.
It has that changing background, and the fact that you're kind of like a Max Headroom for a new generation.
That sounds good. Yeah, this new generation is definitely going to have to Google that one. But yeah, it's. I mean, I love it, and I think it was when I left the show, I was happy to be home, and I don't talk about this a lot because it makes me sound so weird, but I actually spent probably 3 full months after filming in this in a state of almost totally paralyzing depression, and about how I thought I did, and how I was sure that I did, regret basically that I didn't realize my potential on the show, and that I didn't really show my sense of humor and all this stuff. And so that's why we did the 2 series, because I was well, if I feel so shitty about what I did, why don't I just do something to show exactly what I want to show while the spotlight's on me? You know what I mean?
But I think you're doing the right moves because a lot of these girls, they get on the show and then when they're off of it, they think their media career ends.
Right. Yeah.
And it's baffling to me. Like someone like Laganja, who came up with so many great catchphrases, should have been all over the press and video blogging and everything. And she was relatively very shy.
Hey, she was just in that Todrick Hall video
for 5 seconds.
For 5 seconds. Well, you know.
You know what I'm saying? It's like for the last year did probably, I could count them on one hand, the number of interviews that she did. And part of it is, I don't know. I think part of it is that there's this just weird idea that someone else is going to do for you what you can't do for yourself. And with you, you're doing the opposite. You're actually going out there, you're taking charge, you're putting out your videos, you're making it happen for yourself.
Yeah. I mean, because you can't, a lot of that came out of fear too, because, you know, I remember I was like, I have no idea what this is going to be like. You know, you're it's all a big surprise. You never know how you're going to receive. You never know how you're going to be edited. So I was just like, I need to be proactive about this. Like I need to, if I want to do this, if I don't want to just like, and I want to work, like I want to have a career that's longer than this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know how long. I mean, I don't have like a super definite plan, but I want to be working for the next 5 years in this way. So I got to do you know what I mean? So I want to make sure that people know who I am right now. And then I'm so, it makes me so happy to know that they're on board. A significant amount of people is on board.
Well, you can do anything right now. Besides going to Disney World, I mean, is film, is it comedy, is it music? Where do you like to see your career in the near future?
Well, I've always wanted to do like kind of like a sketch show, a shorter format sketch show that's kind of like less SNL and more Adult Swim. And for drags, because I think that there can be some really interesting crossover. And one of the ways that I think it's helpful to gauge this, and that doesn't mean to like, and I don't intend to like denigrate the Drag Race viewership population, but if straight people think it's funny, like, you know, that's kind of how I've always been able to like monitor if what I'm doing I think is like good. If people who aren't just into drag queens think it's funny, you know, because
I know what you're saying. Part of it with drag is that we're almost like a very forgiving audience.
Oh no, it's super forgiving, but it's not that. But because drag itself is a skill. But when people who are interested in what you're doing, who aren't interested in the skill of drag, they're able to more clearly evaluate the skills of whatever other, you know, whatever other skills you're working with, you know, because it's like it's okay for if you're a drag queen and you're good at drag, then you only have to be marginally good at like comedy or dancing or whatever or singing.
And luckily, you're good at everything.
Well, I can't sing at all, but I don't care. I've never wanted to sing.
You could sing da 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 da.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, before we end this, who is the Christian woman that you're lip syncing?
Her name is Tamara Lowe. I don't know anything about her. Literally nothing.
Where did you find that gem?
I think I found it on Delisted, the blog Delisted.
Okay.
Which I've been reading for years and years.
Yeah, Michael K. He says he writes it by himself. I think it has to be a group of people.
No, I believe that he has help now, but it always says, because I've been reading his blog for probably like, oh my gosh, years and years.
He's hysterically funny.
Super funny. And now he has help, I think. And it was, but it always says which post is posted by who. I found it there and I just love it. And I think now people are performing it, like doing the whole mix, you know, but that's what happens when you get on Drag Race and everybody tapes all of your performances
and steals them.
Yeah. But it's, you know, I didn't do that rap, you know, it's like drag. You can't be mad about it. If it's not original content, it's like, whatever.
Katya, we're going to be, should I spill the beans on one of your upcoming projects?
Yeah, spill them all over my face, you fucking whore.
Because I feel like we have a lot of chemistry and we haven't explored the physical side of our relationship.
Yeah, I know. I'm dying to get into, I'm dying to sniff your aura.
So we're going to be cooking together.
Yes, where you're going to be cooking and I'm going to be commentating.
This is the one feedback we've gotten, that the queens aren't cooking enough on Cooking with Drag Queens. So we're going to break some nails.
Yeah. We're going to get your hands dirty.
All right, I won't wear nails then. I'm down for whatever. I mean, I'm a very physical person.
I kind of want to see you like knead dough or something.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm very dexterous. I have a great hand-eye coordination. I just don't know how to turn an oven on, logistics. But
we'll make sure we have a fire extinguisher nearby.
Okay. Yeah, good. I'll wear my hairnet. They'll be fun.
Do you have any dietary restrictions we should be aware of?
Not restrictions. I just don't like a lot of foods, but I don't have to eat it. I'll cook it.
No, you have to eat it.
You have to. It's supposed to be nurturing to your soul and your as a person.
I'll email you. There's a long list. I'll email you.
But off the top of your what's your go-to comfort food?
Pretzels.
Do you hide food?
Yes, I do.
Where do you hide it?
Under the bed. But in between the box spring and the mattress, because I get ashamed. Also, I like to feel it when I'm sleeping so I know it's there. You know what I mean? Like a big bag of pretzels. I roll over and it's there. Okay, I can go back to bed.
What's your favorite food to sit on?
My favorite food to sit on?
Yeah. What feels good on your ass?
Probably I don't know. Probably what's the one where it's the sweet potato thing, but you put marshmallow, the Thanksgiving, that
sweet potato casserole.
Sweet potato casserole. Yeah. Sweet potato casserole that's been out of the oven for an hour and a half.
So it's slightly warm.
What is
mushy, but then one of the little marshmallows will go right up your anus.
They get sticky.
Yeah, they get stuck.
I guess now we know what we're making.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
like sitting on cakes.
Do you eat meat?
I eat all kinds of meat. Okay. I really don't like fish and I don't like fish at all. I don't like seafood. So don't make any seafood.
Shit, we're going to make red snapper.
Oh, no.
Well. Put away the tartar sauce and the lemon wedges, Fausto. Yeah, serving fish now.
No,
you never really did serve fish, did you?
No.
That's so... She totally... Listen, you are the mail order bride everybody wanted in the catalog but never got.
There you go. Scratch and sniff.
Katya, it's a pleasure. I could talk to you all night, and
I know the pleasure's all
mine. We usually do talk
fun.
all night long, but
yes, we do.
Oh, honey, it's I want to feel it. Come here. Horny. I was for weeks on that show, and I didn't get to suck any dicks.
I didn't, and I don't even like the pit crew. I mean, Miles is he's such a wonderful person. I met him in LA, but
he's a nice guy.
The real dick is behind the cameras, the crew. This one guy in particular, Sarge, he was my cameraman in the interview room, and oh my God, I think about him every day.
Wow, Sarge,
he was in the Marines. I think about him every day.
What was the blonde guy that kept slapping his hands in the Untucked?
Oh yeah, that is Davis. Is it Davis? Yeah.
Is he fuckable?
Oh my god. Oh yeah, he's gay. Yeah, he's so. And the sweetest guy ever.
Because I'm sure you girls threw yourselves on some of these guys, and that never made it onto the.
Oh, we didn't throw. We harassed them sexually often, and because they're all cute. There's so many fuckable guys on the set, whether they're on the in production or behind in the crew. Oh yeah,
baby. We'll start Drag Race the porn video.
Totally. I wish they would have let us suck them all off. I would have paid to. I mean, that's neither here nor there.
I'm sorry, Katya, but your penis is for ejaculation.
That was really good.
Semen away.
Oh God.
Oh, girl, how do you keep keep it going and stay sane, and
I don't. That's how I'm completely insane pretty much all the time. So
well, you're sort of like the Uncle Albert and Mary Poppins that lives on the ceiling. He loves to laugh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I don't, but yeah, no, that sounds about right though. The crazy uncle who lives on the ceiling and loves to laugh. That sounds like me.
And it was like it was a euphemism. They go to Uncle Albert's house and he's literally high.
Yes. Oh, got it. Right,
and Mary Poppins gets all the kids high.
Yeah. Oh, is that what that movie was about?
It was about drugs. Mary Poppins was about drugs, people. Wake up, sheeple.
Oh my God. It's like,
yeah.
Wow, that just had a revelation on your podcast.
Mary Poppins took these kids on a fantastic journey in the park, right?
Wow.
They go home and they're like, oh my God, it was so much fun. And she's like, you little bitches rat me out to your mom and dad and I will call the police.
Oh, wow.
I will poison you.
Your voice is getting me hard right now. Especially when you talk about poison.
Well, comrade Katya.
Yeah.
You have
Maybe we can get some children high when I'm in Chicago.
Sure. What kind of drugs?
It doesn't matter.
Sugar.
I just really
Kids
want
like sugar.
Sugar.
You know what? My new obsession is I won't because I know it's illegal, but I really want to fuck a 17-year-old junior in high school.
Actually, 17 is legal in Illinois.
Is it? Oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's legal.
Oh my God! Watch out, Craigslist. Okay.
Unless you're in a position of authority over that person, like you were a teacher, their coach, or their priest in school. Yeah.
Okay. Well, perfect. Does it count if I role play as mom? No, because I'm not the real mom.
No,
you just be like, you've been very naughty.
No, not even naughty. I just wanted to be like, I'm going to pick you up from, math club or whatever. Yeah, totally. And I'm going to help you with your trig. And then we're going to,
Dressed as Katya?
Yes. Mom, hello. Dressed as mom.
See, I like the Russian mail order bride KGB agent side of you. Too,
no, see. But now I'm getting in touch with my nurturing mom. And she's just a regular woman, She has a layered shag and she wears jeans and she just loves to laugh and live her life. You know what I mean? She wears a turtleneck or a nice blouse and she loves to talk about the weather.
She's the mom in the neighborhood that if you need a blowjob,
yes,
you go knock on her door in the middle of the day.
Yeah. Cup of sugar, blowjob. You need to talk about Heidegger or Kierkegaard. She's versatile.
She's MILF.
Yeah, she's MILF. Yeah, I'm not MILF. Yeah,
MILF.
Yeah, exactly.
Katya, it's a pleasure talking to you.
Oh my God, the pleasure's all mine. Thank you for
good luck with those minors.
This opportunity. Thank you. Bye.
Good luck beating that charge.
Beating the rape charge. Yeah.
Where are you going to be performing soon?
We're going to Australia. Trixie and I are going to Australia in a week.
Oh, you better check the age of consent because it might be as low as 16 there from previous Drag Race contestants have had some fun down there as well.
Dream come true.
And just be careful with like dingoes and those koala bears are mean little
spiders
things.
And snakes and everything. I know. It's a lot.
And swimming in the ocean, there's great white sharks.
Okay.
There's a lot to keep track of.
In both Canada and Australian state of Queensland, the age of consent for anal sex is officially higher at 18 compared with 16 years for vaginal oral. So you just have to be careful
Stick to oral.
Yeah, figure out which hole you're going to use.
Okay.
And then you'll know.
All right. Perfect.
If they stick it in you, is it considered vaginal if you're like in drag?
If I'm mom. But we'll just do intercurl, which is through the thighs. Do you know what I mean? Just like squeeze the thighs, pour some lube in there, and they can just fuck my thigh gap.
I got horny.
I know, does that make you horny?
I got urges. You don't understand.
All right, I got to go pack for Australia now.
Pack some lube.
Pleasure to talk to you guys. Bye. See you in Chicago.
See you soon.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Katya Zamolodchikova lives in Boston, Russia. No, Boston, Massachusetts. Check her out. We love Katya on YouTube, Instagram, Twitterland, Facebookland.
Her YouTube videos really are great. They're really fun. Her regrets and reflections are fun. And it'll be interesting to see how those transform too, and what else she's going to do after, like, she's worked out the season.
Girl, has almost like a religious experience talking to her, huh?
You're into her.
Well, we just click. It's, she's fun.
She's weird.
She's
like
weird,
you are.
Yeah.
But she's a fantastic entertainer.
It's a roller coaster.
Yeah, I know.
Katya, honey, hold on to the bars, because this ride goes up and down and upside down. Yes, children. Remember, folks, Feast of Fun is possible. It's made possible because of your financial support. Without your munty hunties, we couldn't make Feast of Funty. So go to feastoffun.com/donate and make a contribution, or even better yet, upgrade today to feastoffun.com/plus and get all our fabulous podcasts 5 days a week.
Mm-hmm. We've got great t-shirts for sale at our store, feastoffun.com/store. Get your hunty t-shirt, or your not shaving gives me more time for a misbehaving t-shirt. And we still have some comics for sale too that you can check out from Northwest Comics. They're available at feastoffun.com/store.
That's right, kids. It's comic books for queers, for the LGBTQAIXYZ.
And we got some special packages there, and there's very few left.
Yeah, and they're actually like at a ridiculously reduced rate. Like pennies on the dollar.
That's right.
Yeah. What are we doing tomorrow, Mark?
We're going to talk to Vivacious.
Mother, the other mother has arrived. Vivacious has a lot to say about this season and weighs in on whether these queens are deserving of your love. We all think they are. She thinks they are. But she is very much a big fan, a proponent of Pearl. And feels like you guys aren't giving her a fair shake.
Right. And
she's going to explain to you why.
Everyone to know that you have to zhuzh it. Cut that pussy and turn it out. Is what she said to us on the phone last night. And I said, I don't know what that means, but I'm writing it down. You need to zhuzh it.
Zhuzh it.
Zhuzh, I understand. I don't know what you mean by cut that pussy, but I think it means get fishy. And then turn it out. Okay.
Turn it out, honey.
Turn it out.
All tea, all tea. That's right. So Mother will be on tomorrow's podcast. Honey, who else is going to do this show?
Nobody else.
That's right. So we thank you from the bottom of our juicy hearts. Thanks for listening.
Bye-bye.
Bye.